We are live, Casey. Dude, this is a
Hello.
good time. It's not been me and you for so long, man.
I miss
I'm
it.
stoked. I'm here for it. I miss it too.
Yeah,
It would be even better if we were in person, but that's all right. It's all right.
we'll make do.
Cavs Knicks. You didn't see this coming? I'm gonna guess. Did you see this coming? The Knicks taking them down in 5 games.
No, I don't think I would have put money on that at all.
I mean, I chose the Cavs to win the series in 6, and
Yeah,
Knicks put them away in 5, and they put them away at home, and they didn't. I mean, it wasn't like close tonight.
I would have had the Cavs coming out. I have no idea how many games. I didn't, fill out some kind of bracket or make a projection or anything on this one. But yeah, I would have had the Cavs probably taking it for sure. So surprising to some degree, but no, everybody's a little tentative to jump on the Knicks train. But from what they've shown us this year, they probably, they were in this more than we wanted to give them credit for. Obviously,
They deserve your love, people. The Knicks deserve your love.
Hold on, let's not go that far. They might be a good basketball team. They're a few decades removed from deserving some love, though.
They might not be.
They did one of
Andrew.
the biggest markets pretty dirty for a long time.
Yes. No, the Knicks front office has been just god awful for a real long time. So I think they should have to earn our love back. But the players, this set of Knicks players, definitely earns the love from me, at least. I also wanted the okay, so I'll run through the chat here really quick. Andrew Brunson owns Mitchell. I'm gonna get into Donovan Mitchell, but I'm gonna be honest with you. This is just as a Utah Jazz fan, I'm surprised 0%. I'm zero surprised by his performance tonight. Abby, I wanted the Cavs
in the waning moments.
Yeah. No, Casey was like, the Cavs are going to pull it out. I'm like, I mean, Donovan Mitchell is notoriously awful in these situations. So
what in Don's history makes you think they're going to win this game?
Yeah, I know. Abby, I also wanted the Cavs, honestly. But I still like Don, right? I'm like, hey, you brought us. We wouldn't have been in the playoffs for years. Like we would be on forever drought since Gordon Hayward. We'd be on like a 7-year drought if it weren't for Donovan Mitchell. So like got a lot of love for him. I want the best for him. I respect him. But man, just bad in those big moments. Mike, I know you're a Knicks fan. Brunson better than Donovan Mitchell. I will disagree with that. I think Brunson is better in the playoffs than Donovan Mitchell for sure. And they've had some series against each other where Brunson's essentially just played better than him in the playoffs. I don't think he's actually a better basketball player. I don't think he's more skilled. But I mean, he's definitely more clutch. He clutches up way better. Adam, Cavs didn't deserve to win after watching that series, but no loving the Knicks. No loving the Knicks for Adam. I mean,
we're Don and Jalen same draft class.
They were not in the same draft class, but they matched up in
the same age
playoff series last year. Yeah, they're one draft class apart, I want to say. They matched up in a playoff series last year between the Jazz and Mavs. Deb, hey, what's up, Dev? Mike from Twitch, let's go Knicks. Mike, season not over. This season, not career. You're saying Jalen Brunson's better than him this season. I still disagree. Donovan Mitchell had an incredible season. If we're looking at regular season, I think Donovan Mitchell was probably a little bit better.
Well, so the reason I asked is because they are the same age. You're right. They are one draft class apart. So Don has one more year in the league. And if you kind of count it as like, last year was the closest thing Don's had to like a kind of coming out party, coming to, actualizing his potential.
Yeah.
You could say that about Jalen this year and give him the same kind of.
Jalen had his coming out party in the playoffs last year. Like, so they were without Luka Doncic for like a lot of the series with the Jazz. And like the Jazz could do nothing about Jalen Brunson. It's just that Villanova style, man. It's just, 2 feet in the paint. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If you take Jalen Brunson's career and stagger it a year earlier, like you just wipe off this latest year from Don and you compare their careers,
he's on a better
adjusted, probably on a better trajectory, right? Because the playoffs mean so much, playoff basketball. So,
yeah, I mean, look, so far, Don has been in the second round probably 2 times, 3 times. Jalen Brunson, first time in the second round. So, I mean, let's not pretend Don's just awful in the playoffs. He has gotten his team through the
He's
first
a
round.
bum. He's a loser.
He's gotten his team through the first round a couple times. But yeah, I mean, Jalen has gotten his team, helped get his team to the Western Conference Finals last year. Because Luka did come back eventually. All right, I'm going to put it in a poll. Who's better, Don or Jalen Brunson? Donnie Mitchell. I mean, we're all going to be biased tonight, right? We have short memories in sports.
Yeah, definitely. Man, this is like still takes some time to absorb this, like when you're just not ready for this kind of thing. I think we all thought it was a foregone conclusion before this started, but
well, so Adam says Knicks will ultimately fall to the Celtics anyway. All right, let's talk before we get into this anymore. Let's talk about gift cards. Should we talk about NBA Shop gift cards? This is how we're going to do it tonight. We're going to give away NBA Shop gift cards. It's going to be playback exclusive. You got to be on playback to win an NBA Shop gift card. It's a small, intimate stream tonight. I didn't send it to everybody, just sent it to some of our faves, some of our like a little kind of a tighter text group list. So got to be on playback tonight. So playback.tv/Triple Cross Podcast. We'll do a NBA Shop gift card giveaway there. At least one. I think because we're not doing the likes thing, I mean, everybody still please like the video anyway. I mean, that'd be nice. I would like that because we want to get more people. We want YouTube to put it out there. But maybe if we get like, I don't know, maybe 15 people on playback, we'll do a second giveaway. That's going to be a hard number to hit, but I think we can do it. But yeah, you can watch us on playback and you'll just see like the highlights behind us. Actually, it's NBA on TNT behind us right now. What the heck is this? Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Sorry, guys. Wasn't paying attention. Got to switch out that. Open YouTube. Little technical hitch, it's all right. It's on me. Sorry.
It'll happen every once in a while,
All right. Let's make sure I loop this video. Loop it. All right. Over on playback, we got 9 right now. We got to get to 15. Y'all have to be signed in. So we actually have 7 because 7 because 3 people aren't signed in. So you got to get signed in on playback and you can watch us there. Poll. What do you think, Casey? What do you think the poll says? Who's better, Mitchell or Brunson?
I think it says Don for sure. But
are you cheating? Are you cheating or?
No, definitely not. Okay. But I think it would say Don. I saw some of the comments, but I think it'll say Don. And I also don't know that. And I think I would say Don too. I think you would say Don. But I don't know that we're not all part of kind of one echo chamber, honestly. A little bit.
A little. I mean,
I'm sure there is a multiverse scenario where there's another podcast very similar to this one where everybody's like, I mean, we've been talking about how good Jalen Brunson is, though. Like,
it's a Knicks podcast. I mean, they're hot on Jalen Brunson. So this Knicks squad, there's something about it. So RJ stepped up in a big way. Like we said a couple weeks ago, I want to say that like RJ is like, man, that's just not what you spent your third pick on, Knicks, right? Like he's just not as good as what you would hope, with that 3rd overall draft pick. But it's not going to be easy on a team that has Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle. Like there's not a lot of touches to go around. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Give the Knicks their flowers because we made fun of them for the mid 3 at the beginning of the year. I kept the receipts. I'll keep our own receipts and say we were the first to make jokes about the mid 3, and they're in the 2nd round. And we've been hot on the Cavs, as has the whole NBA. The Cavs are like, hey, there's really 3 teams that could contend to get out of the East, but maybe the Cavs have this outside shot. Cavs are gone in the 1st round, and the Knicks did it in 5 games, and they did it handily. And the one game they lost was like, it wasn't like that bad of a loss either. I don't know, man. Knicks could be there. So next question for y'all in the chat, a little ask the chat here. What's going to happen with Bucks Heat? Are we going to have a Knicks Heat 2nd round series? Is that what we're about to see? Or do you think, can the Bucks turn it around? I'll give the chat a minute to answer, but Casey, what do you think, man?
Well, I think it's weird that would, to some people, be not even as big of an upset as the 5 beating out the 4. Does that sound weird? Like, does that track somewhat? Some people would be more surprised that the Knicks eliminated the Cavs.
I hear you.
Not quite, but like not
if
quite,
it weren't
but
the Bucks,
for
if
for
it
what the
weren't the
seeds
Bucks,
are.
I understand what
For
you
what the
mean.
seeds are, a normal year of like a
Yeah.
5 eliminating a 4 isn't that crazy. This year, like,
Right.
whoa, crazy.
Oh, I get,
Any
yeah,
other
yeah, that's
year,
exactly right. Yeah, usually
and
a 5-4
also
is like that's an even matchup, but I think a lot of people were like Cavs
right,
all the way on this one. Yeah.
but also any other year, an 8 upsetting a 1 would be crazy, crazy, crazy. And this year, it feels like you're like, I mean, Miami's good. Like, don't sleep on them. Like, you never know.
Yep.
So, relatively speaking to other years, maybe is what I'm kind of getting at. Obviously, it'd be very surprising if the 1 seed falls.
Yeah. I'm seeing some more people file in here. So I'll repeat this a couple of times. Our NBA gift shop, your NBA shop gift cards are playback exclusives tonight. So there's a link in the description for our playback channel. You can join us there and you can just watch us there. So tap a like on the video, do us a favor, tap a like on the video, then head over to playback, log in there, and you can watch us. And we're watching some highlights there. So it's not just our faces, which is nice. So the thing about the Heat though is like, if there's any 8 seed that's going to knock off a 1 seed, it's the freaking Miami Heat. Like,
yeah, that's kind of what I meant. Like,
that is just the Miami Heat's whole vibe. Like they're just wild. You don't know what they're going to do. And playoff Jimmy in his last post game, they were like, playoff Jimmy, is it a thing? It's not a thing. I'm just here playing ball. Like, it's a thing. It's clearly a thing. You play so much better. Like, you're not dropping 56 a whole bunch of times during the season. Like, that's a playoff only. That's playoff only. That's playoff exclusive.
That is nuts. They're putting up a lot of points. I mean, in this series, the lowest they put up, I think, is 119, which is like a pretty solid mark across 4 games, right? Like
they're over there playing. They're playing Kings Warriors basketball over there. Just like, let's get some buckets, get some Jimmy buckets.
They're kind of making the Bucks like beat themselves. They're like, we're going to play our game. We're going to put up a bunch of points and good luck. Like, and that's kind of when the Bucks did win the one game they won, they put up 138. So yeah, they're like the Chiefs of the NBA. They're like, we're going to put up a ton. Can you outrun us? Can you out sprint this pace? Probably not is actually the answer most of the time. So I don't know. I think, again, I would have picked Milwaukee before the series started, but I mean,
3-1, they're down 3-1.
Yeah. That's like, I'm jumping on the momentum train big time. I do think Milwaukee's surviving.
I think Milwaukee will steal a game back at home here. And it'll be, 3-2. But then I think they got 3 games to close it out. I think they're going to do it.
I think so.
Abby in the playback chat, Abby said Himmy Butler. I'm like, yeah, that's Himmy. You mean Himmy Buckets?
I have a question.
His nickname's getting so far away. Himmy Buckets. That nickname's getting so far away from his actual name that nobody even knows who he is.
I have a question for you. So, opposite scenario before we move on to something else. If the Bucks did turn around the series and make it out of the first round, is there a more dangerous team in the playoffs than the Bucks? We'd have supercharged
Knicks. Then we'd have a Bucks Knicks matchup, and that's so. I don't know. I want to say this about the Knicks, like, because I was just about to say. Then we'd see how good the Knicks really are. I want to say that we have just now seen how good the Knicks really are. Like, let's not say the Cavs like, oh, that's not a real test. That was a test, and it wasn't a hard test for him. Like, they passed it easily. So I want to say a Knicks Bucks series might actually be like a freaking brawl, man. The Knicks are going to make you bleed no matter what. If the Bucks come back from a 3-1 though, yeah, if they come back from a 3-1, they ain't losing.
I know you talked about it on the last episode, every episode basically at this point in the year. You're talking about who's going to come out of the East, but things have changed since the last episode. You've shot gun to your head. Who comes out of the East? No context. Give me a team.
Gun to my head. I still got the Celtics coming out of the East. Yeah, maybe Trae Young makes a freaking logo 3 every now and then, but it's not a high enough percentage that you got to worry about that. And so when he's doing that to save the season, the Celtics are going to close this series out. And then they're going to see, who are they going to see in the second round? They're going to see Philly in the second round. That's going to be the test. Celtics Philly is a test. And I actually had a hard time picking that one. Crazy enough, I have Celtics and Milwaukee in the Eastern Conference Finals. I had an easier time picking Celtics out of that series than I did out of the Philly series.
I kind of get it. Philly's playing good team basketball. Like it's pretty, I mean, they didn't even drop a game in the first round, but I know, thinking back to like even earlier in the season, because it's weird how stuff can come around full circle. And maybe it's because I'm not on I'm not, talking on every NBA episode we have, but I remember even back to early season, we were talking about just what Philadelphia is. And we talk about, hey, if they can get a high enough seed and get kind of a cushy matchup, they're going to beat a good team like handily. And they did in beating, well, you can call Brooklyn whatever kind of team you want, but they beat the 6th seed handily in the first round. Even early in the season, what we said is what's going to happen when the Sixers have like, not just like they have to play a good team, a playoff team. What happens when they have to go against the best? Is there even a chance they can make it to the finals? And we kind of landed on more or less like almost not at all. And I feel like that's where we are too. Like if you have to run into the buzzsaw that is Boston, bye. Sorry. Like,
I mean, I got Boston coming out of the East. You could see them in the final. Like, honestly, Philly, Milwaukee, I might take Philly. I might take them. They got a great first round matchup because it was like I don't know if the Nets even would have made the playoffs had they not had like their crew for like part of the year. But I don't know, Mikal Bridges did some stuff. He did things and stuff.
He did plenty of things, but one man does not a team make.
Nope. No. We got some people over on Playback. The chat is popping over there. Abby says not having Giannis just hurt the Bucks too much. Well, yes. I'm not going to discount the presence of Giannis. However, the Bucks have also lost games with Giannis. They seem to be able to do nothing to slow down the Heat offense. Whether it's Jimmy or Kyle Lowry. Freaking Kyle Lowry had like a hot game. Kyle Lowry, who's, he's like that. Kyle Lowry's like that kid, like, that kid who's like kind of chubby, but like pretty athletic. Like everybody has that kid they grew up with. That's like, right. he's a little chunky, but like if you give him a thing to throw out another thing, he's going to hit it. That's Kyle Lowry.
Yeah. Sorry, man. I had to switch my,
You're good. You didn't hear any of that. That's cool. So Razzle says Philly will beat Boston. All right, let's get some chat catch up here. So on the Playback side, Razzle thinks Philly will beat Boston. I don't know, Rose. Mike, you think the Knicks will beat the Bucks you think the Knicks will play the Heat and they'll beat the Heat because Josh Hart will be able to stop Jimmy Butler. I don't think anyone really stops Hemi buckets, but you can slow him down a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. Too many turnovers for the Bucks. Yeah. It's already so crazy that the Hawks have taken 2 games. Like we have to give them some credit for that. Abby's like, let's not forget that the Hawks don't suck that bad. They just kind of suck. Yeah. And they beat the Heat to get into that 7th seed. So no, I mean, yeah, correct. Props to them. Good job, Hawks. Good season. I'm going to give the credit to Quinn Snyder, because that's my guy, ex-Jazz coach. Brandon said RIP playoff Mitchell. That was a little while ago. Felix says Don was a Jazz. He was a Jazz.
That's true.
He was a Jazz person. Justin just said Jalen Brunson. Better.
Jalen over Don, I think.
Over Don.
Probably what that was from.
Thought Cavs would do better this year. Yeah, Chris, we all did. That's what we're talking about here. We all thought. Put some respect on the Knicks. Yeah, I mean, yeah. No, well, I'm not sitting here saying it was a Cavs rollover. I was just looking at the box score here, and it's like tonight, both teams. So tonight, the Knicks shot 9 of 29 from the 3-point line. In case you're not good at mental math, that's 31%. It's real bad. It's a real low 3-point percentage. That's what the Knicks shot. The Cavs shot a little better from the 3-point line. They shot 13 of 33, which is 39%. Usually a team that shoots that poorly from the 3-point line will lose a game. However, the Knicks also happen to have, as a team, 17 offensive rebounds to Cavs 4 offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
And some of those were possessions where it was like, yeah, those 5th chance points will kill you, Cleveland. Like, come on.
48 total rebounds for the Knicks, which happens to be the exact same amount of points in the paint they had tonight.
Yeah.
Compared to 30 total rebounds and 32 points in the paint for the Cavs. So, I mean, that's the story. Yeah. I mean, the Cavs shot okay from the 3-point line, but
The Knicks, and that's the Knicks though. That's the Knicks though. It's like if they're having an off shooting night, they're like, okay, we're just gonna break your nose, right? Like you can win the fight, but we're gonna break your nose, and you're gonna have to win it with a broken nose. And the Cavs couldn't do it. The Cavs only had 26 defensive rebounds. So the Knicks had 17 offensive on the Cavs side of the floor. The Knicks like almost out rebounded them. The Knicks had 17 offensive rebounds. Like Cavs didn't even have that many more defensive rebounds than that. They didn't have 10 more defensive rebounds than the Knicks. Yeah, these guys are just gritty and tough, and I freaking love it. Whew. All right. One more plug for Playback, everybody. Well, probably not one more. I'm probably going to do more. Everybody go over to playback.tv/Triple Cross Podcast. Drake Wardle says Heat Lakers is crazy and wild consistency is what is going to win this championship. I felt like I still think a Heat versus Lakers championship is unlikely. What do you think, Casey?
Lakers, man. I think I'm too far the other way. I'm not unbiased either, but we talk about the Lakers a lot. And the whole world talks about the Lakers a lot. And the Lakers are playing fine, right? They're up in their series 3-1 over a real good team. But like, okay, so like other teams have already made it to the next round already, just as good of teams, maybe better teams. It feels like the Lakers always get the benefit of the doubt. And I mean, yeah, a guy like LeBron will do that for you. But is it that simple? And is there no other fact? I just think it gets too simplified sometimes to say the Lakers are going to the finals probably, right? I'm like, I don't know if it's that simple, honestly. I think you could have this discussion every year. It's like Tom Brady. When's he going to fall off? When is he no longer going to be the dominant force that can just kind of put the team on his back and do it? The Lakers have not looked good for a good amount of the year. They're putting it together at the right time, perhaps. But even a put together version of the Lakers, can they keep it together against the best teams in the NBA?
They're going to have the Suns in the next round.
Wait,
no, they're not going to have.
No. They're going to have Golden State or Sacramento in the next.
Yeah, they're going to have Golden State or Sacramento in the next. I could see them getting to the Western Conference Finals.
I mean,
would you like to see them getting through Golden State or Sacramento?
Of those four teams, do you want to see Golden State versus LA? Memphis and Sacramento being the other two teams.
The matchup I really want to see is Memphis and Golden State, just because of how spicy it is. But we're not going to see that at this point, I don't think. I don't think the Grizzlies are going to come back from 3-1. So that is actually
who would you have in that? Who would you predict to come out of there?
I would predict Golden State comes out of a Grizzlies versus Golden State. So my original
how are the Lakers not as spicy then? Do you not have the Lakers?
Oh no, just off court drama between Golden State and Memphis.
Spicy that way. I thought you meant spicy, like it'll be good. Like okay,
no, the off court drama between Memphis and Golden State has been going on all year. But Dylan Brooks is just a guy who's like, I'm gonna make drama with whoever. Yeah, so I don't know. I think I would love so I think we're gonna see Lakers in the next round. I originally had Lakers versus Warriors in the second round, and I had the Warriors coming out of that series in 6 games. And then I had the Warriors going down to the Suns. No, I did have the Warriors coming out of the West, but now I think I probably have the Suns coming out of the West or the Nuggets. I cannot tell what the Nuggets are going to do because the Nuggets are just so good and so consistent all the time that they get that high seed. And then you just never know, what do the Nuggets look like in a tough 7-game series? We're about to find out. It's going to be a Nuggets Suns series, and that's going to be amazing.
The Nuggets kind of remind me of a team that's hard to but when boxers had to fight Mike Tyson, how do you prepare to fight a guy who you can't replicate in sparring? Really, I don't know that there's another team like the Nuggets that you could you can't weigh how another team plays against some third team and say well, that's probably how they play against the Nuggets at all. The Nuggets are very unique in my opinion compared to most of the teams.
So the Nuggets are. I don't know. It's like I said. It's like they just always win and they always play good during the season. So they're just always in this position where, what's going to happen with them in the playoffs. I don't know.
You don't see them testing their metal all the time.
Right. So it's easy. We got to go all the way to the second round before we see really what the Nuggets are made out of.
Would you agree with my assessment that they're kind of more unique in their team makeup Or would you say that
Specifically-
that's true of all the teams in the playoffs?
Specifically because of Jokic.
I mean, yeah, mostly, but yeah. I mean, I'm of the belief that
I mean, a lot of the teams in the playoffs, right? Basically all those superstars are pretty hard to replicate in like any kind of practice environment or whatever.
Fair enough, but my point is that some of those superstars are more similar to others than Jokic is to like anybody.
Yeah, I get you, but again, Embiid is pretty similar to Jokic. Giannis is hard to replicate. He's pretty freakish.
That's true. Yeah.
Anthony Davis is pretty hard to replicate.
That was going to be my next question.
John Morant is pretty hard to replicate. Like that,
that was kind of going to be my. Now, like, so of the teams in the playoffs, do you think any two are similar, like at all? Then, like with all that star power,
I think Philly's like the Denver of the East, or I guess you could say Denver's the Philly of the West. But
really,
I think so.
Skill level wise too, or just in like makeup, like.
In generalized team makeup, the one thing that's a little bit different is Denver's role players are kind of more like high flyer athletic guys. Mm-hmm. They shoot, but like Aaron Gordon, not the best shooter, more of a flyer. Michael Porter Jr., he shoots okay. Like he's kind of more does everything. And specifically Denver's not their role players, but like they're kind of like third, fourth, fifth best player. They're kind of in that zone, whereas Philly they lean heavily into shooters. Tobias Harris is kind of their only other guy who's like not a shooter, but even he is a shooter. Tobias Harris and Michael Porter Jr. are comps, right? Like they're similar to each other. So like, yeah, there's a lot of pieces that are very similar between like Philly and Denver, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Philly Denver would be a good finals too. I don't know that we're going to see that, but
that would be interesting now that you've kind of put it out like that too.
I know. I would love it. Like we would really get to see, because by then the MVP will be crowned, and it will probably either be Embiid or Jokic. So if we got to see them then in the finals, yeah. So 1 year, that would remind me of 1 year Michael Jordan lost the MVP to Karl Malone, and it was a year that they saw each other in the finals, and we know what happened.
Yeah, we do.
We got 11 people over in playback. If we get 15 people in playback, playback.tv/triplecross podcast. We get 15 people there watching us there instead of on YouTube tonight. I mean, I don't hate YouTube. You can stay on YouTube if you want. But if we get some people watching us there, more people watching us there, 15, we'll do 2 NBA Shop gift card giveaways. So go to playback.tv/triplecross podcast, sign in and join us there. Watch some Knicks versus Cavs highlights with us. Yeah, I mean, Cavs, moment of silence. Thank you for the season. It was good. It was real. It was fun, but it wasn't real fun. Knicks, give them their flowers. It was just a lot of hard-nosed basketball, which I love.
Here you go, Knicks.
Here you go. Flowers. Flowers for you. Felix says he's 80% sure the team from the West will win the championship. They all have a tougher road to the finals. Casey, what do you think about Felix's take?
Wow. Let me look at it with those eyes on. 80% sure the team from the West will win. I don't know, man. I don't know. So that's kind of.
I'll go down narrative street here and say no. I don't think so. I think either. I think
in
either
like betting terms, like 80% is so steep. Right. That's tough.
Right. Even if we're just going, who do you think? I think Philly or. Really, these teams do have a tough road unless Milwaukee gets out. Then it's not really tough for them. If Milwaukee gets out and they roll over the Knicks, if they beat the Knicks in 5, then yeah, then it's not tough for them until the Eastern Conference Finals. I get you, but I mean Boston, yeah, maybe Atlanta's a little soft, but Philly is not soft. Philly's gonna be tough. And then whoever they see in the West in the Eastern Conference Finals, whether it's the Bucks, who we know are good, or whether it's the Knicks who beat the Bucks to get there, then nobody can say the Knicks aren't good then. No, I disagree that it's an easier road. It's just tougher earlier for the West teams. If the Lakers come out of the West, they've had like 3 rounds of really tough basketball. But like the Nuggets, they didn't have a tough first round. I mean, the Suns didn't really have a tough first round either, playing the Clippers with, freaking Norm Powell and Russell Westbrook. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's tougher. So I just, and furthermore, I just tend to think that the Celtics will win the finals.
So I don't know. I don't know who I agree with or disagree with, but
I mean, you're
I guess the
Warriors
point.
man, so
Well, I mean, between you and Felix, at least, what I guess compared to your take, saying that the West is just tougher earlier, based off seeding at least, and the amount of games won by like the lower seeds. Like Miami's sitting in the first round with 3 wins already. Atlanta already has 2 games against the Celtics. Brooklyn dropped the ball, obviously, but I mean, like the 7th and the 8th seed put up some wins, and in the other division, sure, the Lakers did good. 8th seed kind of got massacred. I don't know. Maybe it's regularizing a little bit. Maybe it gets tougher in like the next round where the Knicks could revert back to like same old Knicks. You never know.
yeah.
And Milwaukee or Miami just steamrolls them. I think that is why I would say I don't know that 80% sure that the West would win, because specifically to me, whoever comes, if Milwaukee gets it together and pulls off the turnaround, they're dangerous. And if
Yeah.
they don't,
I guess
Miami.
in my head, I think I'm just realizing in my head, I kind of think they will. Like that's like my whole thing there was like, yeah, I think the Bucks are going to get through.
And that, and then getting the Knicks, like I know the Knicks are more feared now than before, but still, I don't know how Giannis doesn't look at like the next matchup if they make it and be like, it's the freaking Knicks, guys. Come on, like we're not dropping the series.
That I think
like,
that's the danger of the Knicks.
fair
That's
enough.
the danger of the Heat
Fair
probably
enough.
too, right? Like is that it's
Fair
like,
enough. But if they do pass the Knicks, that ego boost, you're just feeling like you can't get defeat. Like you knew you were gonna win, you did win. Like you had to come back hard in the first series. I guess I'm looking at the Bucks. Like I can see a narrative where I'm like, the Bucks are gonna freaking take it. Maybe the Celtics. Other than those teams, though, yeah. I mean, if it's a 3 seed or below, I'll bet on the West, no matter who's in there, probably.
yeah. Yeah, a little chat check here. Sorry, I wasn't on the playback chat. I'm actually going to move over to the playback as the main screen, I think, because
Whoa.
we got more people there than we got on YouTube, which is what we're looking for tonight.
Hey-o.
Come watch some highlights with us on playback.tv.
We could toss up a game, right?
Podcast.
Are we live on something else yet?
Yes, Bucks Heat are live, but if they don't, if the user's on playback, so all you guys on playback, if you don't have your TV provider connected, then if I pull up a game, then like your screen will go blank. So you'll still be able to hear us talk. We can still talk you through the game. So hop in the chat and let me know if you want me to do that. I can pull up the Bucks Heat game. And then if you do have your TV connected, then you can watch it. Then we can all watch it together.
For sure. And I think the Warriors are starting soon too, right? Or did they already start?
I don't know. I don't think so.
The Warriors are playing, so
they are playing.
Yeah. I don't know if it started yet, but they might be starting in like 2 minutes.
In literally 2 minutes.
I don't know when it is.
Yeah, no. I mean, if they start on the half hour, it would be in 2 minutes. But that they like do intros and stuff like that.
Yeah. I don't know. It is in playback. It's a thing we can pull up, but it's on a commercial either way. So I'll let you know when the commercial ends.
So catching up on the playback chat here. So
playback chat.
Yeah. Man, I'm way behind. Sorry, guys. Philly will beat Boston, Rose says. Hot take. Hot take, Razzles.
Whoa.
Hot take, Bregman, with thinking Philly will beat Boston. Where's Bregman play? Is he a Philly guy?
Houston.
Oh, well. Yeah, you didn't really reinforce my belief. I wasn't close. Casey's not even listening. Oh, yeah. No, Raz.
No, she just
Adam
Rose knows that you're onto her, so she's trying to throw you off the scent.
She's trying to throw me off the scent. Yeah. Rose, I know that you're Bregman, and I know that Philly won't beat Boston. I actually don't know that. That was the one I had a hard time on. Everyone thought it would be a sweep. Boston. Yeah. Abby was like, hey guys, I'm just saying, everyone did think that Boston would sweep the Hawks. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Abby, we're not arguing with you that the Hawks deserve a small amount of credit. Quinn Snyder, great job. Trae Young, still a lot to work on, that kid. Mitchell Robinson was a beast on the boards tonight. Yeah, dude, the freaking whole Knicks team was, but definitely Mitchell Robinson. A lot of offensive rebounds. Teams play fast. They seem to win. Rose, I think that's just kind of the game today. It's just fast basketball. I love it. I like that 5-out style. And that's actually one of the things with the Cavs where it's like they have kind of that like Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, like double big thing, like two guys who are true bigs. It's a little different. And I guess the Knicks have it too in Mitchell Robinson and Julius Randle. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, Mitchell Robinson comes off the bench, right? Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, I mean, I like that run and gun basketball. Morant
John,
flying over the bound. Go ahead.
Have you seen? Sorry, I don't know where you are in the messages, but did you see Abby's message about the chair assault, Anthony
I
Edwards?
did, yeah.
Did you talk about that on the show already?
No, it has happened since the last time. We haven't had an episode since then.
Awesome. We could pull that up in a YouTube video and look at that if we wanted to.
That's true.
I could handle that if you want to talk about it.
Yeah, look, yeah, bring it up and let me know when you got it.
Sure.
Yeah, both Andrew and Rose talking about Ja Morant. So I don't know. Did we talk about this yet? I don't know if we talked about this yet, but Ja Morant. Oh, I talked about it yesterday on I think baseball, but Ja Morant, after having that charge at the beginning of the playoffs, just updating you, Casey, in case you didn't see this, after having that charge at the beginning of the playoffs where he hurt his hand and he was like out, I think he maybe was out for a game. He was out for a game. He then had 2 of the same exact kind of charges in their last game, in game 4 against the Lakers, both of them taken by LeBron. So LeBron stepping into the lane both times, and Ja Morant just like recklessly flying into the lane. One of them was really bad. It was on a fast break. But like, yeah, dude, Andrew says Morant will be another Rose. I think Morant's probably already past Rose in terms of like he's had multiple good seasons. But yeah, I don't know. He's got to get a bag though. Yeah. All right, here's Anthony Edwards' assault charges for this incident here. It's frozen.
Oh, sorry about that. Oh, that's me. That's all me.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. I believe it's working now.
Yeah. Oh man, it was kind of right at the beginning.
Yeah, they're gonna replay it a bunch. It's like
did it hit that lady? Is that what happened?
It said it hit 2 ladies in one of the descriptions, but I don't know how that's possible. Is there another lady like hidden somewhere?
Well, we don't know what gender people identify
Maybe
as.
He continue to do it. If anybody else knows something about it, let us know.
Maybe maybe that girl across there in like the blue cardigan, like maybe the chair kind of touched her hands or something.
Yeah. Let's take one more look at that. Maybe. Oh, she looks worried about it for sure. It probably
is like, hey, don't hit me with that chair, dude.
Yeah. Well, maybe he dropped it right there and kind of threw it at her feet or something.
Well, no, they're behind like a partition, so she's kind of up on like a third level there. So you got to remember Anthony Edwards is a giant, so her standing like 3 levels up is the same height as him.
Wow,
a giant compared to normal people. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Assault charge for that?
I mean, honestly, the legal definition
he missed that shot, and he just started running. Like he just literally ran straight to the tunnel and threw a chair. If that's what happened, shoot it! I gotta get out of here.
He's like, oh, F, like, dude.
Dang it! No.
Yeah. It stopped. That's where it stops. That's a cool video. Whoever put that up on YouTube.
Adam, our local, our chief legal counsel on the Triple Cross podcast.
That's what I was gonna say. The assault, the legal definition of assault is a lower barrier than most people realize who talk about it. Like,
right. So,
go ahead, sorry.
Edwards has been cited for 3rd-degree assault after swinging a folding chair on his way to the locker room following the team's season-ending loss against the Denver Nuggets on Tuesday. Adam, can you give me any context on what 1st or 2nd or 3rd-degree assault is, or anybody else, I suppose? But Adam's someone who's about to be an attorney. If somebody else hops in on this, then I'm gonna probably judge you for knowing that information.
Well,
how do you know so much about assault, man?
Here's one wrinkle that, I mean, maybe it should have been out, but I didn't really notice in that because I was looking at his hands in the dark and stuff. They were both employees, is what I'm seeing from like an article here as I just Googled it really quick.
They're that makes employees sense. Of the stadium.
I assumed that's what that means. I'm not reading this whole article right now, but yeah, female security guards. So yeah, I would assume they're hired by the stadium.
Yeah. Okay.
3rd degree is reckless. I mean,
reckless infliction of fear, he says. Can you tell me like what 1st degree is, and is there a 2nd degree, or is it just one of those 1 and 3 things? So he was reckless in causing apprehension that they would be harmed. I mean, I suppose that's true. Give me like a different video. We're just watching.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
We'll watch the TNT post game here.
You can see it on this Twitter video. I don't know how we'll show it to everybody. On this
Twitio. What's 1st degree assault, Adam? And is there a 2nd degree assault? I'm learning so much about assault tonight. I just do this show so that I can learn things. Earlier this week, I learned about Gary Payton. If you're watching on YouTube right now, I see there's 10 people watching on YouTube. Appreciate you all. Please drop a like on the video so that YouTube can push this out. Also, we are giving away NBA Shop gift cards on playback.tv/Triple Cross Podcast. All of our NBA Shop gift cards will be done there tonight. Playback is the exclusive location for the Triple Cross NBA Shop gift cards. Dude, I said NBA Shop gift cards a lot of times in that.
Oh, I mean, man, this other angle, it's not good. It's not good.
Doesn't look
the
good
word
for
reckless. The word reckless comes to mind now.
doesn't look good for the Ant-Man, huh? Yeah, show it to us. Give it to us, man. Where is it?
Here, I sent you so I can share the screen, I guess, but that won't work on playback.
Well, no, no, just wait, hold on. Is it a YouTube video? Oh, it's on Twitter. I see.
Yeah. I found a tweet.
Okay.
Somebody in the stands actually has it. So, I mean,
after this, go check Twitter.
Yeah, I'll pull it up on YouTube right now, I guess, so we can at least show it, and I can show you. Let's see here.
Well, pull up our live on playback then. You do the YouTube thing. I'll pull up our live on playback. We got it.
That is correct. Nice. We got there.
I'm just trying to make it easy for everybody who's like watching on playback, not have to go back and forth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Definitely.
Definitely. No
Definitely, y'all.
doubt.
Whoa. Twitter screen's freaking out.
Jeez.
That's cool.
Man, this my YouTube browser's taking a long time. Give me a sec. I'll just try it again here.
You're good.
Open YouTube. Okay, Adam does have some commentary on what first and second degree assault are. Can you pull up the YouTube stream because mine's not working on playback?
Yeah, hold on.
Just
let me
pull up our live
there.
So Adam says first degree is intentional, like if I said I was gonna kill you and made a move toward you, making you think you were about to be harmed. Okay, so it was like interesting. So what
we don't know what he said to those security guards before the game.
Yeah, he was mad. The second degree is knowingly causing bodily injury but lesser intent. So it could be second degree if he had like hurt one of them, like actually hurt one of them with the chair, like caused bodily injury, but he didn't have the intent to. All right, so if you're on playback, it's going to get a little weird. You're probably just going to want to mute, like go over to your bottom left. If you're on your phone or on your computer, go on your bottom left and just like mute us on playback, and then just or mute the stage on playback, and then bring the stream up, and then you'll be able to watch this. Yeah. But, all right, let's give this a little play ski here.
All right. Oh, is this not?
Oh, it didn't work on playback.
Oh, it's just behind on playback.
Oh, yeah, it's way behind.
Whoa, weird. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that again. It's short. It's a short video. We'll just
run it back.
We'll just keep replaying it a little bit.
Whoa, that was loud.
I can turn it down. You see, I mean, he comes flying like this angle. When you see it from the direction he's actually running towards.
Yeah,
I mean, it is scary looking. It's like somebody running that fast. A supreme athlete running at you.
She was
and swinging a chair around. He doesn't know what he's doing. He clearly has no idea what he's doing. He did a full 360, just hucking a chair. And you can see the release point here, which is not something that was easy to see in the other video.
He did seem like he pulled his punch on the throw of the chair at the end. Like he
pulled his punch on the throw. What are we talking about though? Like he was about to just chuck it like basically right where she was, and then But that's not pulling.
Then he held on. Then he held on to it and just dropped it.
That's not pulling a punch, though. I mean, he didn't have to pick up the chair or do anything with it. So, like,
well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Once he picked it up, I think he was like mid spin and he was like, this is a bad idea. So then he just like pulled it up and dropped it.
It's like pulling a punch enough to where it's not as hard as you can do it, but like the punch still kind of happens. I mean, I don't think these ladies, I think it contacts both of them, honestly. Like, I mean, I'll try to like zoom in on this part here. So this is look, this chick, like Adam said, it's kind of like the fear of this thing, for one, I think is all it takes. But I'm not so sure they don't connect anyway. Like, I think the
blonde one is gripping her back. Adam said, "Yeah, I mean, she's definitely the fear. If it's fear, then that fear is there for sure."
Well, look at how this chair is released. I don't know if it's live.
It probably for sure hits her. I'm almost certain.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't think
direction.
I think a lot of her momentum, a lot of the chair's momentum was gone by the time it hit her, but that doesn't mean it doesn't hurt.
Well, this one here, to me on the other video, it was pretty clear it hit the blonde. I thought it hit the blonde there. And I thought it missed this other lady.
Yep.
This one, it's pretty clear it hits her. So I don't think you're going to get it in both in one angle, but I think if you splice it together,
he might have actually made contact with the chair with both of them.
This is dumb, dude. You can be upset. Wow. You can be as upset as you want. You can't pick up stuff and just be reckless with it. Like it's a weapon. It's a weapon at that point. You turned a chair into a weapon for no reason at all.
Punch your wall and break your hand like a normal Timberwolf.
Yeah.
Stop throwing chairs at people.
I mean,
or just punch.
It's not...
Or punch Kyle Anderson. If you got to punch something, you got to do something weird. Then just punch Kyle Anderson. You know.
Yeah, I mean, we shoot athletes a lot of bail, and I mean, I
feel like I feel like we don't shoot them that much bail. I
don't know. I mean, no, okay. Let me, with no particulars. I'm saying
gather. Yeah,
right. I'll stand by what I said, but what I mean is like, there's he said, she says stuff that happens, and then there's stuff that's like documented that you see that isn't like this intentional stuff, like domestic violence type of stuff that happens with some athletes, and some of those guys even get like the path to redemption. I'm saying we kind of allow a lot to happen and not tarnish the reputations of these guys, like all the way, at least. This isn't something like that. I don't think he meant to do anything bad to anybody, but it's just like, why does, I get you're upset, but like the fact that like, let's make a whirling dervish of a metal chair. Like that it just doesn't pass the, like, you're in a packed playoff game. Like, I don't know. Some awareness would help the situation. Probably. That's my take.
Yeah, no, I mean, and it's not like it was like, I mean, you knew you were probably going to lose that. You had we can't assume that he probably knew that he was going to lose that series. That's the point, is that, he's a professional basketball player and he probably believed that he could bring him back. So no, I don't know. I'm curious what the chat thinks about it. Like, do you think that an assault charge is too extreme? I think if that's what the definition is, then of an assault, of third degree assault, then that's exactly what he did, right? Like, it's the exact definition of third degree assault. I don't think it will end up being like an extreme thing for him. You know what I mean? Like, do you think it'll end up being like a really bad outcome for him? You know what I mean?
I don't. And that's kind of why, I mean, assuming I'm right, that's what I mean. We shoot athletes out of bail. Like, this isn't going to be the end of his career for sure. It's probably not even gonna be something that is even acknowledged in the news and the media at all by the time next season comes around. It's going to be a blip. But like, if this was you at your local tournament or something, like you're getting a charge. Like, what are you thinking, dude? Like, you're being a maniac. But I mean, I will say Anthony Edwards is still 21 years old. So like, you can see how this kind of thing could happen. But is that an excuse? No, like, this is what I mean. We shoot them a lot of bail. We also give them way too much responsibility, make way too, I don't know, 21-year-old person, millionaire. Like, you can see how these kinds of things happen. I can act however I want. I can do whatever I want. And I don't think he's actively thinking that, but like, that's how his life is for him. Like, you can do something like this and it isn't going to affect his life in a big way. And I think even that is like, I don't love that signal. I think it should a little bit, like it would for you or I, like,
That's a good comparison. Like, put it in that situation. What if one of us did that same thing? It was clearly not like malicious. There's not intent. How bad do I think it would be for me? Well, who gets to decide? Maybe Adam. This is a good one. Maybe we should bring Adam on to the playback stage if he wants. But who gets to decide? Like, is it the defendant? Is it like the people who, is the people who like maybe are the ones who are assaulted who get to say like, yeah, whatever, like he didn't mean to and we forgive him? Or is it like, no, it's not up to them? Because I do think that if it was up to me, if I'm one of them, if I'm one of those two women, if it was up to me, I would probably be like, I didn't like it. I would like him to maybe get a slap on the wrist for it, but I'm not, I don't want to ruin his life over this. I don't really even want to ruin his NBA career over this at all. Right.
Sure. I don't think I hope that's not even in the discussion, really. Like, even if they make a considerable amount of money for some kind of suit or something of this, like a considerable amount of money to a security guard is going to be a drop in the bucket of his $45 million contract, and that's kind of where I am, is like, I get he's 21 years old. This isn't all that crazy, but like, you're a guy who gets paid 45. You got a $45 million contract. Like, baked into that is like, hey, like think about what you do. You know, there's going to be repercussions for even only moderately bad things that you do like this.
Yeah. So Edwards is an idiot for doing this. Mike said he has to show better emotion. No excuse for this. And then Romy said you wouldn't feel that way if Edwards was on the Knicks. uh, little homer pick
Oh,
there.
Andrew with another win. He always wins, man.
Brandon, probably a jury would decide. I don't know. Maybe Adam knows. Like that. Like most of this stuff, I think doesn't go to trial. It usually gets settled. I mean, honestly, what I think should happen is basically like he should have to pay both those security guards or both those two women enough money that they're good for life now. And it should be slightly not slightly inconvenient. It should be more than slightly inconvenient for him. It should be a little bit hurtful. He should feel it a little bit, just in maybe his wallet. That's it. I don't think he should have to like not play games next year or anything like that. But you know, it should be a little punch to the wallet. A little wallet punch.
Luckily we know now if there's some other like thing he has to do, go lawyer up, go do something like that.
No.
Luckily we know for his sake, he just got a whole lot of free time opened up on his schedule. So.
Adam did request to join the stage. I'm going to accept the request. If you are on YouTube right now, you will not be able to hear what Adam, who is recently out of law school and I think in the process of taking the bar right now and has passed part of the bar, he's going to tell us his legal opinion on it. So I'm going to put him on the playback stage.
We could ask him if he wants to come on to YouTube too. I mean,
there'd be some technical. Yeah, I mean, he could. If you want to try and come on YouTube too, we can. But yeah, join us on playback to hear him though. We really just wanted everyone to join us on playback anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna accept the request, Adam.
So you can jump in whenever you want. You just have to hit start stage or join stage. Make sure you have at least an audio source connected so that you can speak. Camera too if you want.
Yeah, let's see. All right.
I mean, you didn't. I feel like you didn't get my joke, so I'm just going to explain the punchline.
What did you say? I didn't even.
They're eliminated. So, like, luckily for him, he has a lot of extra time if he has like some legal.
I was focusing on Adam getting on the stage. Adam, dude, it's good to see you. Adam? A lot of time in the chat. Are you muted? No, I just have this stream muted. Okay. So
good point. I do too.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, Adam. What do I need to do here, Casey?
That's a good question. That's a real good question. I think we mute ourselves. Oh, I think YouTube's gonna go dark.
Yeah,
we got to mute ourselves on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, join us on playback. We'll be back on YouTube.
That's a little weird. Yeah, we're gonna mute ourselves on YouTube. So I think there's only 3, and I think those are multi-streamers. So join us on playback.
Cool.
Yeah. No, yeah, nobody's even close to as good of a shooter as him. I don't know. I think I still don't think like that's how you measure like basketball greatness, but you know, it's cool.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, that's how Casey does.
That's all right.
I don't know. It's not really. It kind of is, but
I get it because you come from the football background, you know.
yeah, and I am fairly intellectually consistent with it across sports. That I like the guys who do stuff that other people just haven't done, like can't do.
Right.
So
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think, Adam?
yeah, Adam.
Is Steph in the GOAT discussion? You're Boston guy, so you got to say no, I'm sure. That's true. That's a bucket. Ooh. Well, who else is on your Rushmore then? Who do you leave off? Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. You had more to say. Yeah. I hear you. I hear you. I try and represent that opinion on our show as much as I can, but it's hard when everybody's 20.
Yeah.
um, I could see Michael said Steph is the best player, the GOAT in the NBA right now, which is oxymoronic. It's not, GOAT is greatest of all time. But he's the best. He could be the best player in the NBA right now. I could get behind that kinda. I mean, I do think that man Giannis, like yeah, I think there's some other guys sort of in the discussion that's like really hard to compare their games. But I actually could get behind the idea that like, no, Steph might be the best player in the league right now for sure.
Yeah.
All time GOAT. I have the weird take on it where I'm like, I mean, why do we leave Wilt out of this discussion? So who is on your Rushmore then, Adam? Thought about it. Yeah. Yeah, because you're gonna be like, you'd say it and then you'd be like, oh man, I left someone out. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just want people to remember him, you know?
Oh no, I agree. I
No,
agree.
Casey agrees with the Wilt thing.
I'll throw out four. It'll be spicy. Wilt, Kareem, MJ, and Steph. Boom.
You don't even have LeBron on there, huh?
Well, I mean,
I think LeBron, it is spicy. It's spicy.
mhm.
I think LeBron probably gets a spot on
No,
Rushmore.
he for sure does. I'm being
Kareem,
Casey.
to me, Kareem, I might give Steph Kareem's spot because it's that same kind of thing. Like Steph did that thing that like Kareem does a thing really
Kareem and
well.
Wilt are more similar than some other
And
people,
I personally think Wilt is better at that thing than Kareem. Kareem just bit longer,
and he got all the praise of that like archetype, or at least gets
Right.
it from people
He won more
of this era.
rings. Yeah, he did win
Yeah,
more rings, and he won a ring with the Bucks, which is like, he won a ring with two different teams in an era where that didn't happen as much.
yeah,
Yeah, Wilt was great for two different teams for the Lakers and the Sixers. I don't think he won rings with both of them. Yeah, he has two rings. I think both with the Lakers, right? Him and Jerry West have two together. Um, Yeah, I don't know. And people say too, like, well, if you think Wilt, why not Russell? I'm like, because Wilt is this freaking statistical anomaly, man. Like
hmm
Russell's got rings, but Wilt's got everything else.
yeah. And I don't know how many people think that Bill Russell was like I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to disrespect the guy, but like, it's
It's
not like
so
he
hard when
willed
we didn't see
every
him.
one of his teams
Yeah.
to championships. Like it's kind of right place, right role, right guy kind of thing. I think more like there was a solid foundation of a team that stayed together, not just him, for a big chunk of that run, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because
I
that was
mean, they
like the what
won a
the
bunch of them.
Celtics there that were like
They won like
unstoppable.
8 of them in the '60s, right?
So
Yeah. So do you have Russell above Wilt then? Okay. Right. Yeah. Yeah, you don't look like it. Yeah, really? Okay. Yeah, really. Because everyone there loves them, right? Like, it's like
we've been spoiled.
yeah.